All right, so if you guys haven't heard the news, Arena is actually returning sooner than you think. Riot recently released an article saying a lot of new updates that are coming to Arena. In fact, it's actually going to be released on November 8th, coming to the PvE server. It was originally supposed to be on November 23rd, but since it's originally earlier than they planned, they decided November 8th. That will be the debut of the new Arena. They said they'll have some incomplete cameo skins that are still being worked on, and of course some bugs that you might run into on the PvE, but they'll probably be fixed at the end of this cycle. They also said that going into the future, they want Arena to be something that improves over time. They could work on the mode behind the scenes for years, trying to squeeze in every feature they want to add. But the reality is the game is very fun right now, so they want a lot of people to enjoy it right now as it is. So that's why they're releasing it a lot earlier, and their team is very dedicated for improving the Arena game mode because they want to make it a permanent mode, judging from what they're saying, as they want to make it the best game for League players to enjoy. Unfortunately, they're not making it permanent yet, as they want to have a limited run before they need to take it down again. They're still in an experimental phase, and they want to explore some options before making it a permanent mode. See, it's going to be permanent soon, but they need to do a bit more testing before probably making it permanent in 2024. They're also adding you can play in the new queue mode up to 4 people. So you can queue with 4 people, 2v2v2v2, and you can also queue with a private group of 8 people, doing your own private match, which is really cool. In the article, it does say, except when you're queuing as 8 people, you will be placed into matchmaking as normal, meaning you will still gain and lose rating points, but it was actually debunked later that that's actually just a typo. You won't gain any rating in 8-player games. There won't be no win trading amongst yourselves, but the thing is, you can probably do like win trading with 4 people. Like that might be a problem in higher elos. You literally have one team just sack a round and make sure your first place whatever team gets 3rd or 1st or 2nd, right? So I'm not too sure how much I like the 4-player queuing, but we'll see how it goes. I think it'll be interesting, but I don't think it's needed, to be honest, but maybe. They also won't be having Nermo versus rank queues, because what usually happens is they don't want to have a for fun mode basically split into 2 different populations, because there will be one queue which will be dead as hell. Like I think there was a second queue for Dominion, and that queue was dead as hell. You can queue for 1 hour, doesn't matter what elo you are, you'll never get into a game. But Nermo Dominion queue had a lot of people, so it made no sense to split the population. Therefore, there's only going to be a ranked game mode for Arena. Next, in this new Arena, they have 60 new augments, which should help make the augment pool more diverse and interesting. 60 augments in Arena? That's a little crazy. That also adds a lot of crazy stuff you could do, so I'm very excited to see what kind of augments they've added. Do you guys want to know how much augments were in the original Arena? There was only 97. Now, there's 157 augments to choose from. I don't know what to say, but get ready for November 8th. I don't know what's going to happen, but hey, you better start rolling because you're going to try and get your augment. They've also limited each number of augments. So if you rolled it once, you probably can only see it one more time, but after that, you won't see it ever again. Or if other players are picking augments, does that mean you can't pick, say, Tap Dancer? So there can only be 2 Tap Dancers in the game? I'm not sure if it's a shared pool or if you get your own augment pool. They needed a little bit more clarification on this, but that would be very interesting if everyone shared the same augment pool. Hopefully everyone gets their own augment pool, but we'll see. They've also modified their icons by adding core and frame visuals, which makes players help identify which augments go well together and have synergy. So if you're new, it's easier to actually play the game since these icons are going to be matching. Now, some example of these new augments are going to be adding ability haste to either Q, W, or E. And they say later in the article that they've actually removed only a few of the augments from version 1, as they want categories for each augments to be in, and some of them are just random augments that are in weird categories, right? They're also changing up how drafting works in Arena. So there's still going to be bans, but what's going to happen is you're going to be picking your first champion on the first rotation, and on a second rotation, you can pick your champion based on whatever people are picking and counterpick some people. So there's going to be a little bit of strategy in drafting in Arena. Something LCS and pro players love. Oh, yes, and coaches. So like, let's say they pick Maokai, Volibear, or Rammus. Hey, maybe you can pick Trundle on your second rotation. So you got some strategy like that. Finally, Hex Gates are actually coming into Arena. These Hex Gates are for kiting like bruisers for ranged champions. There's like a buff to them as well as a gap closer for people who want to flank, right? So it's going to be kind of interesting how they implement these Hex Gates. Definitely going to shake up things a bit. Also, they are RNG, so I don't know where they're going to put them on the maps, but hopefully they don't put them side by side. You know, they're good. They got good programmers at Riot, right? Next up, they're adding the down state. So you can now revive your allies in Arena. This kind of reminds me of Royale games and other things like Apex Legends, you know what I'm saying? All you have to do is basically when someone dies, just go where they died. There's going to be a circular area, stand on them for a set amount of time. I'm guessing maybe like 5 or 10 seconds. Probably not 10, that's a long time, but probably 5. And then you revive them, but you only get 1 revive each round. So make sure if you're playing Yumi, well, make sure you survive 5 seconds on your ally's body. Otherwise, probably going to lose without your carry. They've also added 2 new characters while removing Viego, Jin, Samira, Lux. There's probably 1 or 2 more I'm missing, but they added Silas and Thresh. What Silas does is he gives you a new ultimate on your summoner key, the one that's not flash. Flea that gives you movement speed when you run away. Yes, you're going to have a random ultimate. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but you're going to get someone's ultimate and that's going to be your D key. Well, I say D key because F is for flash, obviously. What Thresh is going to do is he's going to throw you a lantern and save you from whatever you need to be saved from, or engage maybe for you. They've also adjusted how ratings work. So basically they're increasing the thresholds for gold and gladiator, and you'll climb from wood tier again, and your MMR will probably be partially reset, which means they cut your MMR in half. So like if you're diamond, you're now gold kind of thing. You know what I mean? I'm a little upset though. I hope to God they fix this thing where the top 50 players would queue with low elo players and get plus 20, minus 20. Hopefully they fix that. I'm not too sure. There's also another thing where if you queue with another high elo player, you would get plus 20 for first place. Second place would be plus 20. And then third and fourth place would either be minus 80, minus 140. And also if you queued solo, you would get like plus 20, maybe sometimes plus 32. But if you're, again, like I said, you're like rank 1 or rank 5, you would minus 40 on third place and then 80 on fourth place. These are all things hopefully they fixed, but I mean, they didn't say a lot about the rating changes or how ranked worked in Arena. And it seems like you can queue with any type of player, so you'll probably see like 10,000 ratings still duo with like 1,000 rating wood tier players. They've also added challenges, so if you're into challenges, hey, guess what, you get to earn some achievements if you're into that. I'm not really into it because I don't really care, but if you're into that, go for it. Also going to update, Riot Maxwell says you should not be re-rolling into augments you've seen in the same round. It will be possible to see them in future rounds. And now they added at the end 1 Q conundrum. They liked having a player growth system for, you know, having a rank system. But there's always going to be disagreement between players who want a for fun mode and those who want to grind their way up a ladder. At the end of the day, allowing the two to mix in the same queue has risks, but because ultimately the rating does not have the same stakes as something like Summoner's Rift does, they want to explore having 1 queue. And honestly, if you want to have a for fun mode with some friends with no rating system, do an 8-man arena custom mode. So there you go. That being said, I am very excited to see Arena coming back a little bit sooner than anticipated. But hey, Rank 1 Arena is coming back November 8th on PBE server. Make sure to watch my Arena stream on twitch.tv/PanzerDragon. I will be there November 8th for you guys to experience the new Arena. That being said, thank you for watching this video. I'm excited to see what happens, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.